I'm here with Pete Erickson, founder of Modev, and we're at the very first GNRT event. And this is incredible, first of all. And everybody that I've been talking to so far, they're so grateful to be here today. But I really want to start with how this came about, because this has been a journey for you. So tell me a little bit about what brought you to this point.
Yeah, thank you so much, Lindsey. And it's great to have you here. And we are grateful for all the people that showed up today. GNRT has been a work in progress as an event concept for about 15 months. But really for 15 years, we've been bringing people together. And at this moment in time when there's so many different things happening at once, certainly there's artificial intelligence, right? But there's also just this, we're in this kind of hyper-connected world, where, connections have sort of become commoditized. We can build huge networks, we can do all that stuff, but can we connect with one another in a meaningful way? And can we connect with one another in a meaningful way around such an important emerging technology landscape like artificial intelligence? And the conclusion that we've come up with is we can do that if we provide a one-day platform of educational content that involves some of the best software companies that are providing AI software, some of the biggest enthusiasts that are adopting AI and teaching about AI, writing books, covering AI from a journalistic standpoint. Can we bring everybody together and create a really solid day of education? We call this platform trust-driven growth. The idea is that we can drive growth when we build trust with one another. Trust is earned when you educate each other. So today is about educating one another. It's not just another event, not just another AI event. GNRT is about generating a new future for ourselves. And today's the first waffle off the iron. And we're really happy with the results thus far. And we have a couple hours left here in the day. And I'm excited to get to that reception and listen to all the feedback from today.
Yeah, and I'm getting a chance to hear it throughout the day, which is really fun and fascinating. I want to go back to something you said, though, because you're talking about trust, but you're talking about trust with a capital T.
That's
or
right.
Maybe the whole word,
Right.
trust, uppercase. Like this,
Right.
There's a big theme here.
Yes.
And there's a reason that you're wanting to bring people together in this space.
That's right.
And how does this actually get to where everyone's building trust? Because we're talking about AI and trust, but we're also talking about trust
Right.
with the companies that are
Yeah.
that have products.
It's
as
got
well.
there's multiple aspects to trust, but let me talk about a little bit about, like, as somebody who's produced hundreds of events, I asked myself the question about a year and a half ago, why are people coming to our events? And invariably they always came back to growth. You're right. Software companies are trying to grow their revenues. Companies are trying to grow their capabilities, as are government agencies. Individuals are trying to grow their skill sets. Right. We're all trying to grow our networks. Growth was at the center of everything we do. And then we asked the next question: who's growing the best? Mm-hmm. And it always came back to the people that educate each other, educate markets, tend to grow the best. So if I'm a CIO and I'm trying to buy software in the AI space, I don't need another sales pitch. Mm-hmm. I want someone to come and tell me why they're in business in the first place. What do I need to know from you? And if you take that approach versus just trying to sell your solution, talk about your features, all that stuff, maybe beat up on the competition, this doesn't really help anybody. It doesn't help a CIO. But if you can gain trust, you invariably will have a better chance of doing business. That is the point we're trying to make with GNRT as an event concept. Let's build trust with one another by teaching each other what we know, and that allows us, to have a better, tighter connection, a more trusted human connection. Mm-hmm. At this moment in AI, when AI does have a trust problem, it has a challenge, right? Mm-hmm. Really big challenge. Well, we can solve that together. Like, when you're in person with somebody, you kind of resolve that stuff, and we can actually do things together and build new solutions, improve our company's operations, right? Sell more software, create more business, grow the economy. There's all kinds of things that can happen with trust at the center.
Right, because it's about people.
It's about
when
people.
It comes down to it.
Yep.
But walk me through what a day like today is, because there's a structure to the day.
That's right.
And so, what does the day look like?
Yeah, so when we were putting this whole concept together, we knew we wanted to have a moment in time in the morning when we bring everybody together in a kind of one plenary space for some keynotes and thought leadership. And again, we instructed all of our speakers to really focus on the education aspect of their talk versus just, speakers are great, but we gave them sort of some guidelines. Then we broke into 4 different rooms where we talk about different things. We talk about code generation, right? Or we talk about prompt engineering, or we talk about productivity in the enterprise, or design, right? So these are all aspects where AI is having a huge impact. So the day was designed to provide sort of thought leadership and then hands-on deep dive learning. And we had our first hour of sessions. We're in our second hour now. We have one more hour after this. And I mean, a ton of content. So a lot of learning. And the idea is, how can we move, 150 people forward in one day in a really big way, in a really impactful way, grow their networks and, grow their capabilities, improve their confidence in this world, in this new world of AI. And that's what's happening. That's what we designed. And I'm looking forward to the feedback after today. But so far, so good. It seems like people are having a good time.
What I really love too about an event like this is it's not just about the ones and the zeros. It's not just about like the data. It's just when we talk about the human element of things, there's also this creativity that's happening. We have artists here, we have musicians here, we have these beautiful paintings that were done that were AI assisted.
That's right.
So this creativity that we're seeing, this is unlike a lot of other events that are out there, because so many times we're so focused on like classroom learning.
That's right.
This is different.
That's right. No, it's so far beyond the ones and zeros. It really is today is about the people. Sure, AI, but it's about the people and AI, and I think that's one of the things that's also coming through this event today. And yeah, it was great to see the team from Outright, Antoine and Kate, talk about the process that they went through to create these unbelievable artworks that took real human beings and created these sort of like beautiful masterpieces. And they went through multiple iterations and multiple tools, and they did not just have an AI create these images. It was so much more than that.
It's like AI you can see.
There's AI you can see, but it's the human. I mean, these were truly brilliant designers with 30 years between them of hardcore design. And that's where AI suddenly resulted, their use of AI as artists created something beautiful. And I think the same thing's happening in music. I think that we can talk about that. There's been so much happening with music, and people poo-pooing AI. And sure, a lot of people are just writing AI songs that don't really mean anything. But as an artist, there's a lot you can do. It's like look, synthesizers came along, and people were like, oh, that's not really music. And now look at what's happened. Or to the beatboxers, or loopers and all that stuff, right? So we have tools now. We have AI.
It's like this is a new instrument.
It's a new instrument. It's a new instrument. And it's an instrument for productivity for enterprises. And one of the things we identified, kind of through this process, is that enterprises are, adopting AI for trials. About 70% of enterprises, about 30 of those are making it into production. So there's a big gap there to fill. You know what that gap is? That gap is human beings. That gap is not AI. It's not technology. So there's a huge opportunity from a human standpoint, from enterprises to content, code, creativity, to work to close those gaps, to really embrace AI, because it's here. This genie is not going back in the bottle. It is here, and we're here to support the human beings. That's what GNRT's all about. It's kind of generating our future, if you will.
Who is GNRT for?
It's really for the workforce, I would say. It's really for the workforce. Like we're not so much a getting started class as we are how do we accelerate what we're doing class. So it's really for enterprises mostly, or public sector, or creative firms that are really trying to get their hands around it. So we're really focused on enterprise users and people that are well into their careers, that are looking for how do we accelerate with AI. That's really kind of the sweet spot for us.
Yeah, some of what I was talking with other people about is there's a lot of dabbling going on, but
That's right.
sometimes it's really just needing to like pick a lane or pick a few initiatives and then go for it.
Yeah.
So have you noticed that as well, that there's people like, hey, I've dabbled, our company's committed to this, but we need to take it to the next level?
Every organization probably has one area of AI where they're really accelerating, right? I'd say a lot of them with code generation, right? So their engineering firms are really embracing it. They've got their licenses for, Codium Windsurf or Microsoft GitHub Copilot, and they're really going. Or some firms are doing a lot with marketing, a lot with content, and they're really embracing the content generation aspect of AI. I would say there's probably not any firms out there yet that are kind of using AI horizontally across the board. I think it's being adopted at different levels regarding, at different organizations. And, it's fun to see some of the companies that have been walking around here today, General Motors or Capital One or big associations like AARP or others. And every one of them has a different story with regards to AI and what it is they're doing. So, there's a lot of opportunity sort of to really help level up, upskill organizations to sort of like make, get those take advantage of AI sort of across the board to, really improve the organization. This is not about removing jobs. It's about improving organization, improving products, improving employee experience, right? Improving customer experience. So, that's what we're seeing today, and we're glad we're here, and we look forward to. We're going to do 7 more of these in the next 2 months. So this is just the start, and here we go.
Pete, thank you so much.
Thank you, Lindsey.